ざいます。もうクソ暑くなってきましたけど、皆さんいかがお過ごしでしょうか。熱帯夜になってしまった東京、夜もね、熱中症がね、危険性がありますので、いろいろとお利口に皆さん、マネージしてくださいね。ということで、去る1週間、私は難なく、うまいことですね、炎上しそうなスレスレを、地上波テレビの中でくぐりながら、まあ、未だにもって白氷の上、ね、自分の取ったばかりのところがみぞれになっても、自分の歩いてるところはまだ氷が分厚いみたいな、そういう盤石な状態でポジションを維持しております。皆さんいかがお過ごしでしょうか。さて、今週はですね、実は来日したばかりの、私の親友、もうソウルメイトがおりますので、この方を早速、紹介しようと思います。Hi, Dave.
Hi, what's up?
What's up, people?
Nice to see you.
Yeah. So you just arrived a few days ago.
Yes, yeah. I've just had like a days full of visiting shrines and temples,
Okay.
and that's my usual thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
そうなんです。実はデイブさんはですね、ディビニティスクール、神学を、修士課程をハーバードで勉強されて、その後心理学で博士課程を取って、今はニューヨークで大学で教鞭を取っている方なんですけれども、まあこの立派なデイブさん、実は30年前は私ととんでもないことをする仲間だったんですね。もう双子のモーリーとデイブということで、クレイジーデイブと。What was I called? You were called Crazy Dave, and in a nutshell, when I translate, I just say I was like the prophet Morley.
Yes. So Morley is already a pretty unique name. Like there was 10 Daves, so I had to be distinguished from like
そうそう、
Chip
友達
Dave.
の仲間の中でデイブが他にもいっぱいいるんですよ。デイブっていうのはデイビッドの省略形なんですけども、デイブがいっぱいいたので、その中でみんな形容詞をつけて何々デイブっていう風に見分けをつけてたんですね。その区別の中でデイブさんはクレイジーデイブ。
We had Black Dave also, right? Remember?
Black, yeah, Chip Dave. もうということで今日はですね、実はこの週末土曜日と日曜に知的悪い子ちゃん講座をやることになっております。神保町のブックセンターでやるんですけども、ぜひこれについてのお知らせも、ツイッターなんかでご覧いただきたいんですが。本当にね、私気合い入れて自分でこれを企画しました。もうデーブさんにアナザースカイに出ていただいたことをきっかけに、とにかく日本に来てもらって、とにかくノリをみんなに生で見せたい、心からのプレゼントとしてブッキングをしたんですけれども、土曜日と日曜日はですね、どっちかが学生さん向け、どっちかが一般向けなんですけれども、特に今夜のこの番組では学生さん、そしてまあ最近まで学生だった人、あるいは心の中にまだ学生気分が残っている人、若々しい人に向けてですね、これからどのように人生を踏み外せば気持ちよいのか、その指南をしてみたいと思います。お楽しみにどうぞ。まずは1曲目いってみましょう。そこから早速ですね、私とデイブさんのヒストリー、ダークヒストリーを語ろうと思います。1曲目、Yeet。まあということで皆さん、今夜も朝ごはんレッドブルでおはようございます。ありがとう。この番組へのコメント、生放送です。ハッシュブロック FM および、動画配信もしておりますので見てください。今夜は楽しもうぜ。はい、映像配信のリンクも今ハッシュブロック FM で出しました。どうぞ叩いてみてください。まあ、ちゅうわけでですね、今日はまあそのプレイイベント前夜祭として2人でですねアドリブでお話をしていきたいと思います。まあ悪魔的なノリが出てくるかどうかは今夜のバイブレーション次第です。お楽しみどうぞ。
for me one time. Yeah. Yeah.
はい、デイブさんをですね、今日はブロックアップのスタジオにお招きして生放送で2人でお届けしようと思います。じゃあここから早速ダイブしてみるよ。Okay, so Dave, let's start off with the Curious George period.
Yeah, so basically we met like at the science center.
We met at the Science Center of Harvard.
Yeah, we were like, I was working the student security, so they had these crazy shifts, like all night long. You had to stay up and then go to class in the morning and that kind of thing.
So were you doing this to sort of earn tuition or the semblance of working so that you can get something from an escrow account, or what was the deal? Was it real economic reasons?
It was, I guess, enough money to take girls on dates at least. That kind
okay,
of thing.
okay, so surplus.
Yeah,
right. So you originally went to a university in Illinois.
Yeah, University of Chicago.
U of C.
Right.
Where you majored in.
My major was political science.
Wow,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The Chicago School of Politics.
Yeah, which is actually a pretty conservative school,
As much as what is it?
The economics department also, yeah. So it's and like
supporting South American dictators.
Pinochet and all those guys. Yeah, they call them Los Chicago Boys, right?
Oh, damn it! I've heard about that. I read about Naomi Klein's book, right?
Okay.
Shock Doctrine or something, right?
Yes.
I read that.
Yes.
The Chicago Boys.
Yeah, the Shock Doctrine.
Oh, so your teachers were the Chicago Boys?
Yeah,
motherfucker, that was so cool. Woo! 最高! 南米のファシズムをファシズムって言ってるのかな、軍事政権を堂々とレーガン政権とかは支持していたんですよ、反響で。でその時にそのイデオローグがいて、実際に米政府から派遣されて中南米のそういうピノチェットみたいな独裁者、軍事独裁者をthey went in advisory capacity, right? アドバイスしてどうやって民をこう鎮圧しておいて軍事政権を維持して親米反響で、あとロードがthey bust up the not the communists, but the unions, right?
Right.
Because you could arbitrarily arrest and torture and whatever and bury them.
Absolutely.
Operation Condor, right?
Well, the CIA, basically kicked out Allende. That's how they got Pinochet in there,
right? So. Allende, they killed him and they installed Pinochet, right?
Yes, exactly.
Did they do this in Guatemala first?
They've done it, they did it in Dominican Republic. They've done it like everywhere.
Yeah, like a nice dark history, a page of American history. 101, right? Real history,
Definitely.
101R, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like now finally Putin gets around to doing it in 2016, and Americans are pretty upset. But then it's like we have more than 100 years of history of doing that to other countries.
Wow,
so how can we complain?
Right. And then ということでシカゴ大学ではですね、そういう中南米の独裁をですね、親米独裁を露骨にサポートするイデオローグのその思想的背景を体系づけていた政治学の先生方にデイブさんは学んでいたわけですね。ところがその政治学と一緒に結構な量の数学まで But you did a lot of math too.
Yes. So I mean, Chicago was a great place for math. They had, basically it was like Chicago and Princeton at that time were like the top schools for math. So yeah, like I remember when I first started. So I just like tested out of basically. The way they did it is you don't test out of anything. You have to test into like these upper level classes. So I was testing into all these classes with math majors and physics majors and stuff like that.
What were you doing? Like just double integrals and div curl, upside down triangles, shit like that, matrices.
Sure. Yeah, vector
so cool.
and analysis and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
So
vector analysis.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. So it was pretty intense. And we had people from all over the world, just like some of the best of the best. And I remember like in my freshman year, there's a guy from Hong Kong, and within a few weeks of being there, it's like, okay, you're no longer a freshman. Now you're in the doctoral program. It's like, what?
So you had these geniuses.
Yeah.
So there you were, and so how did you resolve, studying politics with these, dictators supporting Reaganite ideologues on one side, political science, and then this kind of more pure math orientation?
Yeah.
How did this synergize?
No, it's a good question. I would say that it was a struggle, I mean, I think I never really went along with this idea of like, those Chicago boys, this Milton Friedman kind of thing. It's just like, maybe it has something somewhat attractive to it, this like libertarianism, which is, at least really emphasizing freedom and government.
Market freedom.
Yeah.
Free market.
Well, see, that's the bad part of it, right? Is when it only becomes like emphasizing freedom for the markets. But the basic theory behind it was, government shouldn't mess around with you, even if you want to take drugs,
right?
Or if
like almost nil regulation,
Right.
Like just bare minimum.
Right, exactly.
だからシカゴ学派とかそういう政治学を勉強している横でですね、相当に高度な数学もデーブさんやってらっしゃったんですけども、それがどこでどうこう合体するのかっていうのがある種ミステリーなんですけど、とにかくものすごいこう頭のいいキレッキレの人たちがですね、当時のシカゴにあって、いわゆるシカゴ学派ですね、新自由主義、竹中平蔵、小泉純一郎改革、今の日本の生きづらさ、令和新選組をもともと引き起こしたこの新自由主義というもの、グローバリズムの種を植えて、レーガン政権にもイギリスのサッチャー政権にもですね、とても多大な影響を与えたシカゴ学派が経済学になったんだけど、同時にですね、そのシカゴ学派の新自由主義的な経済学の実験をある種モルモットのように中南米の軍事政権でこう実施していたんですね。だからそこでテストをした挙句、そこでうまくいきそうなことをアメリカ、そして欧米先進国に輸入する。So wasn't this the equation that okay, so you got the political people advising, the Central South American military junta, the dictators, right?
Sure.
But then Milton Friedman will also join the team and start doing these kind of economic guinea pig experiments.
Right. So, I mean, sometimes they would advise some of the American presidents, but basically none of the American presidents would go as far as these guys wanted to go. Like this whole idea of like shock therapy is just really cut the flow of money so that people are starving, like maybe poverty is good, like
because you got the pure, it's purity, man, it's pure. Yeah,
that's the way that capitalism can actually invent more stuff, is just by having more poor people, because it's like a ready supply of labor, So actually, someone like Pinochet, he would implement that kind of thing, right?
So he basically had advisors, and I think from Pinochet's point of view, I don't think he was that refined a mind, so to speak. He just wanted power and justification, and he played along with the American agenda, and and so basically, from Pinochet's point of view, he's saying, okay, I do this and this, and the American government's happy, Reagan's going to back me up, and I keep threatening, drumming up the specter of socialism and communism and unions, and Cuba, Castro's like going to do this and that, and then he keeps getting more money, military supplies, but also, I guess, just as a perk, he lets the Milton Friedman-esque people come and do whatever they want.
Right,
go
the
ahead.
economy.
As long as it consolidates my power, just anything.
Right, that kind of thing.
Right, so it's very roughshod.
Yeah, it was roughshod, and I guess, it's not as if there were no communists opposing these guys,
There's liberation theology.
There was liberation theology, that's interesting because you had like priests and nuns,
which were socialists,
right? They were actually
or they were with the peasants because they were anti-fascism, right? Yeah.
And part of maybe even Marxism, this whole idea of helping the poor people. I mean, you can kind of see where it has something in common with Christianity.
So when the Marxism localizes, it ends up joining a kind of a syncretic version of Catholicism.
Right.
But for the, what is it called? The native people, the more Aboriginal people, the indigenous people, they had already welded together, Teonana Kato and all these things with Jesus.
Okay, right. There you go. That's that kind of
So there's
syncretism,
what I'm trying to say is there's already this soup, this solvent of different things confluence coming in. So then it's just a sprinkling of Marxism, right?
Exactly.
Lucy in the sky with Marx.
Right. And then, of course, the Soviet Union would get in there, and it's like, oh, yeah, so you indigenous people, your rights are being violated, so I tell you what, we're going to give you some weapons, you know? And, like, you could oppose the government.
Cuba.
Yeah. Right.
AK-47s. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So, and then the priests were, like, going to the indigenous communities, and they're like, okay, we're going to teach you to read and write. And the indigenous people are like, okay, yeah, but meanwhile, how about if we use these weapons that we got from the Soviet Union to overthrow the government? And the priests are like, that's not in the Bible, so...
But then the liberation theology kind of the clique, kind of breaks off and tries to veer into this kind of philosophical justification of armed struggle.
To an extent, right?
On the level of sentiment, that is.
Yeah, right, because of the compassion for the poor people and that kind of thing, right? As far that, so, but when it gets combined there with the actual military operations being backed by the Soviet Union, and then on that opposite side, you have the government and the death squads being backed by the American government.
Oh, right. So Sandinista versus Contra.
Yeah.
ですね、簡単に今ちょっとバッと飛ばして言うと、要するにそのデイビさんが学んでいたそのシカゴ学科の政治学および経済学っていうのはですね、そのシカゴ大学でインキュベートされたわけですけれども、レーガン政権のお墨付きを得て、ある種政治的経済的にその中南米をアメリカ合衆国が支配するための壮大なプロジェクトになっていたんですね。で、現地のそのピノチェットなどのような軍事政権というのはとにかく自分たちの権力が掌握できてアメリカがバックにつくんだったらもう反共だって言い続ければいい。拷問だろうが何だろうが普通に荒っぽくやってるんだけど、そこにメソッドを持ち込んだのがシカゴ学科だったわけですよ。そういうその共謀関係というか共依存がそこに生じているんだけれども、これが何を生むかというと、アメリカの国内ではやっぱり民主主義なので極端な社会実験としての新自由主義、純粋資本主義っていうことはできない。究極に極端に貧しい人たちを作り出すような財政は経済政策は無理だったんだけど、そういう国だったらディクテーターがいいって言えば やれるんですよ。そうすると結局何が起きるかというと、農民の反乱、そして先住民の一番割を食う人たちがやっぱり反乱をし始めるわけですね。でそこに2通りの影響力がそこに力が作用するんですけど、一つはソビエト、ソ連がそこにやっぱりいろいろと工作員を派遣してキューバ経由で AK-47 をはじめとした武器を提供する。どうぞ反乱を起こしてください。悪い、軍事政権、そしてその後ろに悪いアメリカ、邪悪な帝国アメリカと戦ってください。我々社会主義ソビエトが、応援しますって空約束をして武器だけ渡す。そしてもう片方ではですね、解放の神学っていうふうに日本語で呼ばれてるのかな、 Liberation Theology、要はマルクシズムの、哲学的な方向性。なぜだかマルクスはキリストと似てる。Marx is kind of like Christ.